Did they have one you?
Yeah, on the AC power on the.
No, but did they have the connection for the fast pace?
You had to run your own battery.
Yeah, we did that.
Put an inverter on the battery and bring what you needed.
We put a battery setup rechargeable underneath our driver station.
Yeah, you just had to plug to the last minute.
Yeah. Little voltage regulator, because we had two 24-volt batteries and we take 19 or 20 volts with the fast meter. So we had to connect it down a little bit. I thought we had that. Anybody else? Pardon? This year, because it was just software, there really wasn't much fun stuff. Last year with the new classmate and all of the e-stop button, other things we had to put with it, that a piece of plastic for the digital I/O that they got rid of because they took the blue quick bite thing away from us. That was the year of all the neat stuff. But again, yeah, we didn't get the little ship they sent us to work until Minnesota last year. We were trying to get that program. Because the documentation for making that work with the driver station and what we expect to get out of it, and your inputs, wasn't very clear. So finding people who had done some of the legwork ahead of time was a little hard. We did find them. In fact, Team 525 helped us program that in Minnesota. And then we beat them. It ups the playing field. Everybody, that's the idea. You help others, so you got a better competition. Yeah.
Question for, I guess, everybody. Have you guys switched from one language to another in various years? Last year we were using C++, and we decided to use LabVIEW this year. Is there any?
We haven't, we tried to have a LabVIEW class summer before, and unfortunately our instructor got ill. Not because of the language, just one of those things. It's hard to do something like that during build season. It's got to be something off-season to work on. And I think our issue is we've always got the good programmers that are seniors, and trying to think of a way to get the new ones coming up to look at another language. We've got LabVIEW experience within our mentors, I know that. And we got C++ experience. And of course in school they're teaching everybody Java. So the range is there. It's a matter of when you've got time at certain points.
Did anybody else use like Java last year? 'Cause I know we did.
You did?
Our team did, yeah. The only thing we noticed is there was some noticeable stutter in it sometimes, where it would just like pause for a second and then take off again. So you'd see the loop kind of just pause for a little bit, and we couldn't figure out what was
That could have been the just-in-time compiler.
That's the CDO.
We ran into the same problem when we used LabVIEW and the National Instruments. We went down to Nationals and it took I don't know, 20, 30 minutes at least looking at our code to figure out. And we had problems with our global variables.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I don't know, it was really hard for me to understand, but every time it went through the cycle, like let's say you hit the joystick forward, and it took that input value at 1, and then as it went down the loop, even if you moved the joystick, it wouldn't re-register your joystick value until it got back up to the top. And that's what the global variable did. So it would take that 1 all the way through the code. So that was kind of our glitch. So we had a lot of starting and stopping with the driving and stuff.
We cheated, we created a whole crap house full of global variables, so it made it easier for us to just reference them in any VI. And she said that, we talked to a lady who actually built the framework for LabVIEW, for the, first robotics. And she said, although it would work, there's never any guarantee as to the flow. You never know when it's actually going to update the value. You read the value perhaps before it actually even stored the value.
Yeah.
And she said that's why we were probably getting all the hesitation and stuff. I don't know how that equates to your Java
Well, I
situation.
can see how that worked with that LabVIEW software. It seems, because everything's object-based all the way around, you're never sure when the threads are hitting that object compared to, like Java, it's a little more procedural, at least through the, you're telling it when to do the methods rather than letting the LabVIEW framework decide when it's going to go read its value. So it shouldn't be quite as random as the LabVIEW might be.
Yeah.
But we saw other people from around the country on the forums having the same issue. And the LabVIEW rep came around at regional and asked us, if we were having any troubles with that kind of a situation. And we told him, yeah, and he said they were looking into it, but they didn't know why the C-Real was doing what it was doing.
Well, just remember, the stuff that you're doing with FIRST on the playing field is not something that always happens or is thought about being done in industry where this stuff is used.
Right.
They've got a very repetitive process that they are having these things work with in the environments they're working on. Nothing that all of a sudden we're going to change direction of this conveyor belt because somebody walked in the door. No, it's got to always continue the same way, so that program's always got a process, and it's going to be more reliable that way. The stuff we do with FIRST is front, leading edge.
We call it.
They're learning about things too.
Is the framework pretty much the same as here?
Yeah, as far as I know. I didn't see anybody complaining about how you program LabVIEW. On the Wind River, that looks pretty much the same.
Right. We had really not much trouble porting it over. Apart from
Victor?
Yeah, the Victor, which was a bug. Supposedly it was fixed.
They lost a parameter on controlling the Victors. So when you went to do something, it was expecting one, you're giving it two. It didn't know what to do with that second value. And a ticket got opened on that and was put out in the second data update to fix it. Because not everybody uses Jaguars. I don't know if they're going to read. If they'll be in the box tomorrow, it'll be interesting. Hopefully there won't be a challenge with as much danger of breaking them as it was last year.
Well, and Jaguars seem to have a little more trouble with the higher spikes and amperage that you give the motor input sometimes. So, we were noticing that we would overload the Jaguars, and the Victors would have to be used instead. In certain situations where you're really pushing it hard. We made a mistake 2 years ago with that when we first started getting to use the Jaguars, and we were using a direct drive on the motors but with no gearbox on it at all, so that the amperage, start amperage was so high on that the Jags couldn't handle it. We were burning them out, and only Victors could handle that kind of spike because they're a little more robust.
Last year we broke 4 of our 6 Jaguars going over a hump even before ship.
Yeah, just physical shock.
We had no suspension on ours. 120 pounds come down with bang. And the Jaguars were all lined up on the end. Little bitty fan.
Did you guys use the camera this year?
Yes, we did. Basically just to find out if the ball is in front of the machine. We didn't use it for targeting. The driver we had was very good. Okay, I got the ball. Just kind of aim it there. We did pretty good on scoring. But basically it was to find out, okay, we got the ball there. Now we can shoot.
We had some trouble getting it visualized last year.
Uh,
You have to put some weights and wait for the camera to come up before you start doing other stuff.
yeah, I don't remember how long it took us to get that straightened out.
Is that an issue for you guys?
Yeah. There's a,
We used LabVIEW that year, before we were almost at week 4, before we even started with the program.
Yeah.
And we'd already had numbers to update by that point. And that kind of came right up for us. We
Yeah.
got that.
I know we did have an issue at one point because with the C++ libraries, we got a mentor that works very closely with WPI. And through his communication with them, we got access to where they had the .h file. And then they came back a couple weeks later and changed things. So now we're pointing the wrong set. And that took us a week to straighten that out. And that was all because we were trying to get our camera to work. One of the other things was somehow it had gotten uninitialized from the setup the previous year, so that it knows, okay, I got this logon, this password that was all hard-coded last year in the machine. And we had to redo that for 30 seconds, but we didn't realize that had happened. After those things, then, good pictures, about a half-second delay, in black and white, 160 by 160. Which for what we were using it for was fine. We're just trying to see if something's in front of us. Other people were more ambitious. That could be the case this year. You never know.
Well, camera use is always the holy grail anyhow. If you can actually make something happen with the camera,
Yeah.
that's always the cream of the crop can do that.
The other fun part was we were trying to think about, okay, we were thinking about a second robot just for training purposes and, build a second one. Find a replacement for the one camera you got 2 years ago. There's a new one out that they authorized as the replacement. I don't remember what the number is, but it's a little bit different design. And I think the screw to attach it is not in the same place. Along the same lines, the access point for communication between the robot and the field, 2 years ago was a nice little square box. This year it's some kind of rounded thing from Linksys. Because they stopped making the other one. No.
That's hard to figure out.
Huh? Well, we always Velcroed ours on anyway.
Yeah.
But it was nice to have one whole flat surface you could Velcro the inside because it's not going to move. You needed to go get up in before the competition pulled out. Well, I don't know what the people who had these new molded ones, take a look at the router that Linksys came out with. It nice. All the rounded edges on the things instead of a little square. They're all going to these.
The valet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine for sitting on somebody's desktop. That's not good for inside a robot. Anyway, that's all we got at this point in time. Tomorrow becomes the fun. It all starts up again at 8 o'clock out here. Any other questions? If not, we're done. Thank you for coming.